Okay. I'm happy to see that there's still a lot of people at this time of the day. You are tough. So I had a presentation about the certification, but before, I want to put the context to that. I'm a professor at university, and as a professor, I also give exam. It's not the best part of the course, but and also give exam, open exam, but also exam with true, false, and multiple choice. And my concern, since I'm giving exam, is to know, do I have good questions? Or my questions are a little bit unclear, or the student can understand that, or did I give the right information during my presentation? So I used to analyze my question when I give the exam, and I continue that with the certification. I found there is 3 different reasons why a question is not well answered. The first one, the question could be not clear at all. The second one, the teaching was not sufficient. And the third one, the student is not well prepared. Okay. The other thing, how I know which one is true. Is it because of the question, because of the teacher, because of the student? So to do that, we need to analyze. So I transport, for example, for the question. If I have 20 students, and 19 of the 20 students give the wrong answer, I can say that probably the question is not clear. Or perhaps I forgot to talk about this topic during my course. Then the student missed that. But most of the time it's because the question is not clear. So we want to improve, at COSMIC, we want to improve our certification. And the improvement come by analysis of the question. Recently, we change or we tweak a number of questions, actual questions, and I will provide this change and a new question also in the next few weeks, okay, to every people who are doing the translation, for example, Francisco and others. So this presentation, why this presentation? Who can then be interested by this presentation? First, the people who want to know what is a COSMIC certification exam. Of course, everybody wants to know. If you are here, probably you want to know. Also, those who teach the certification exam. I know that some organizations like Spingere or Softec are doing that. I can mention other names, but it's the one who come in mind right now. And those who teach COSMIC, and also those who want to provide certification. They want to know that it's correct. So I will start. Okay, this presentation about the analysis of the certification question started a couple of years ago, and there was a presentation in Manzura about world result in 2016 and 17. I will talk a little bit about that. And I'm sure you are interested by the Mexican result in 2017 and 18. I must say that I didn't take many questions because it takes a lot of time to do analysis. One of the main reasons is the different language. We have 6 different languages for certification. We have Chinese, for example, Polonese, Poland, of course, Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian. There's no French. It's me who have to do it. I'm a bit lazy. And also, in France, they didn't ask for it. And in the heretical people in the north who speak just French, Quebec, also speak very good English. So they never asked me to do the exam in French. But eventually, it will come if the French people in France ask for that. So Dr. Abran made the presentation a couple of years ago, and I provide the data to Dr. Abran. Now I continue, and this time Dr. Abran looked at my presentation and gave me good good comments, and that's why I put his name there. Okay. This presentation is not about giving you the question and the answer. It's not there. I divide that by topics, and I will not give you any question and any answer in this presentation. So sorry for that, for those who were expecting that. The presentation will analyze the answer of the exam question in 2016 worldwide. I will give the result of the certification in Mexico for 2017 and 18 till the end of July 2018. And preliminary results of an analysis of the question of the Mexican certification 2017-18. I'm reading because the question because some of you have the translator and you want to know what is there, so I'm giving you the answer. It's funny, it's not, okay. What is certification exam COSMIC? It's the proof of proficiency of training can demonstrate independently to a third party by a certification exam. So the certification exam show that you understand the rule, you understand, you have the basic knowledge of the rules. It didn't say, as I think Francisco mentioned this morning, that you can measure. Okay, it's two different things. You can know the vocabulary of a language, but don't speak the language. I know a few years ago, I was in Turkey for 3 years. I know probably 800 words in Turkish, but I cannot understand the people or speak in Turkish. So there is a difference. In some country, government, like in Mexico, asks for this proof. Okay, it's the same thing in Poland, and I think there is a politic that starts in China also. I want to mention another thing also that I didn't mention before, is the role of the proctor. There is when we have a certification exam, it's very important to know that the exam is done correctly or is done with sufficient, I don't have the word. It's objective, okay? So when everybody who have to take the exam must have the same condition for the exam. And for that, we ask a proctor to supervise the exam. This proctor is a person that is already certified, because we don't want to recertify this person. This proctor also must be not the person who teaches the course. If I'm teaching a course, I'm giving the certification exam, I want my student to succeed. So it must be independent, and also it's more clear now, but if you take an exam for a company, the proctor should not be inside the company. It's a third rule we add recently, and we will apply around the world. So that's it. I will tell you a very brief history. It's not history, but some comment about COSMIC exam. The first certification exam was in April 2006. Now we have more than 12 years of certification exam. We are near more than 932 now. We have more people, near 1,000 people who are already certified. It's not the number of people who apply, and it's the number of people who succeed the exam. We have a database for that, and each year I analyze this database to show what happened. I say each year hundreds of people apply to pass the COSMIC. I think this year and our year in COSMIC is from the beginning of October to the end of September. Okay, for some reason, I don't know, but the time it was like that. So this year I count more than 175 inscription for the certification. So it's more than any other year, and it increases each year. The 10 countries which are the largest number of cosmic, we have Brazil, Canada, China, India, Italy, Netherlands, Mexico, Poland, Spain, and Turkey, and some other that have only 1 or 2 person. Unfortunately, there is only 1 person in Australia. It's a message for Paula. Yeah. I present that in alphabetical order because I think this year we have an award for those who have the most exam, who have the most people who pass the exam this year. And this year, I think the award will go to, not to Mexico. They are in 2nd or 3rd, not very far, but I will not mention that because I want to keep the thing for the Mensura conference in October, next week. Next week in China. Okay. The certification questionnaire. Right now, we have more than 350 questions. I say plus 200 questions, but we add the number of questions, 3 false and multiple choice questions. There's a lot of 3 false questions. I think it's more than 300, and not a bit less than 300, and about 60 questions multiple choice. Not enough. For the certification, of course, we have only 100 questions. Okay, we cannot ask all the questions, and they are provided randomly. Okay, so I don't know the question, and I don't choose the question for a certain group. It's random. Of course, it could happen that some time the 100 question could be easier than another group, but statistically, with 100 questions, it's balanced normally. It's not more difficult or less difficult. There's some balance. The duration is 90 minutes, and before we had only the English version of the Cosmic Certification exam, and we gave 30 more minutes for those who are, or just not their first language. Okay, the English people. But now that you have the exam here in Spanish, we don't give this 30 minutes. It's your first language. The other thing also, during the exam, you have the right to have a hard copy of measurement manual or any other paper, but not electronic device. Electronic device is forbidden, and that's why the proctor is there, is to be sure that you don't use electronic device. We use technology, we use Testmaker software. It's a United States company. I started to use Testmaker 5-6 years ago. I'm very happy about what they do and their reaction. Recently, for example, I complained that if there is a problem with the technical problems during the exam, just for example, the network fall down, okay, because it's online exam, how they can restart the exam. So what they do, they give a number at the beginning of the exam, and you can, when you give back this number, you can restart the exam exactly where you are at the time where you are. So we avoid this kind of problem we had in the past. But not very often. I can say that 98-99% of the time the exam is going well. And if something fails, it's not from Testmaker, it's mostly because of the site. Okay. And while also a few years ago, 10 years ago, we provide the exam by mail or email, and then they have to pass the exam, then bring back the email, or by mail, not the email, but the result by mail. And the people have the result 3 weeks, 4 weeks after the exam. Today, with that, you push finish, and you have your result, okay? You have your result even before I know your result, okay? Also, the good thing is because we do recording of all the questions, I can analyze each question. I can know also how each participant answered to each question. So I have a lot of data, and then that's why I can make this kind of analysis. Okay. The data set for my analysis worldwide. 133 exam taking online in 2016 in 6 languages, Chinese, English, Italian, Polish, Portuguese, and Spanish. We had 257 questions at the time, true, false. And what happened is that in the exam I analyzed, all the questions were not provided because it was random. So 11 true, false were never there. Today I managed to correct that and be sure that I push a little bit the questions who are not there to be sure that all the questions are there. For the multiple choice, only 3 questions were not selected for the same period. I told you that I will not give you each question and the answer. So what I have done is I regrouped that by section of Cosmic Measurement Manual. Okay, primary data. The table here shows in the left the measurement manual section. The first is forward, introduction, measurement strategy phase, mapping phase, measurement reporting reference, and all section average. So what we can see, and you don't see the statistic there, the greatest percentage of question, it's not in the table, is for the mapping phase, 40% of the question of the exam, because they have a lot of page about the mapping phase, are from the mapping phase, 40% of the exam. The success, 23% of wrong answer. But the highest number is section 5 with measurement phase. Measurement phase. 30% of the question have wrong answer in my analysis. So if you have, this means what? That if you had to work a little bit your teaching, probably it will be the measurement phase, okay? The forward, there's very few questions, and there were 19% wrong answer also. You have to look at that introduction. Okay. For the multiple choice, there was no question for forward. There was no wrong answer. There's no question. But in the introduction, we have 35% of wrong answer. It's the highest. The average is 22%. In the reference, I show 85%, but it's probably related to the other. So I will not stick too much on the reference. So the percentage of wrong answer is 35%. It's the highest, and followed by measurement strategy phase. And for the mapping phase, there's very few. If you compare with the 23% for the true-false, and only 16%, I cannot explain exactly why. I have to analyze that a little bit more. Perhaps the question in the mapping phase are more clear, and there are some questions that are not clear in the other. Distribution of difficulty. I try to, there are, in all exams, there are difficult questions and easy questions. And I can know if it's easy or not. So the percentage of very difficult question is 3%, and the easiest question is 11%. And you see the exam, I consider that the exam have easy question for 59%. So not too easy, but easy. So the exam gave the certain better choice, or they favorize the one who want to take the certification exam. We don't have a certification exam that is very tough, and we want you to succeed, but with fairness. Okay. There is a relatively high percentage of questions testing basic knowledge of the rule. And most of those questions are easy to understand, 70%. There's a minority of rules that refer to a large number of criteria. For example, if we give you an example of counting, okay, we can use many rules for that, and then it's the result is not clear. We say, we have this sentence and how many function point, cosmic function point we have in this. Is it 3, 4, 5, or 6, for example? And then in that, the people didn't succeed so much. And we consider that those questions are more complex, 12%. Summary for the worldwide analysis. Coverage of the various sections of cosmic measurement manual is relatively good. We are doing a good coverage, a number, considering how big is the chapter and the number of questions for each chapter, it's equal. Some additional multiple choice questions could be added for a more complex coverage. We add recently more questions, multiple choice. I think we had 10 or 15 more. It's not in officially yet, but in English it will come soon, and after that in different language depending of how the people are available for translation. I cannot translate in Spanish or not even in Chinese. There is another thing also that we will add. Now we have the question just in Spanish, and there is no equivalent in English. So I will add that for different reasons. First, for my analysis, when I start to analyze the Spanish question, I have to go and find equivalent question in Spanish because I cannot read the Spanish question. And in China, in China at the beginning, I had the Chinese and the English text, the same question. So there's no, and I will do that for all the language, and if possible, before next year, if the people are available. For multiple choice question, the highest percentage of wrong answer are mainly in section 2, introduction, and 3, measurement strategy phase. Okay. Mexican certification statistic. My presentation was supposed to be 30 minutes and I learned today it was 50 minutes. So it's good at the end of the day you can go earlier. When I say that to my students, they are very happy and they applaud. Okay. In 2017-18, October to July, 56% in Mexico got their cosmic certification diploma. Okay. For the same period, 91% apply for the certification. The success rate then is 59%. Okay. There was a general improvement from the last month of 2017 and the first month of 2018. Okay. I will show you. There was a statistic here. You can see the. Whoop! I think I make a mistake. Where is the? I'm trying to find the pointer, but you see the line, the dot with dot, show that there is an improvement by the time, okay? But in March, at the end of the year, last month of 2017, last year, there was an exam with only 33%. In this exam, I think there was 9% and only 3 succeed. When we have this kind of result, we can say that probably the student were not well prepared. Okay, it's not about the question. And also I know it's not about the teaching because in January, I think they have the same teaching and they have 70%, okay? So the same teacher gave the same course, but the result is different. We can say that there's a little problem with the student. They didn't learn enough. There's many reasons for that. I remember that when I was teaching IFPOG many years ago, not Cosmic, but before Cosmic, I had to teach at a company and also to students at the same time. And the people in the company didn't succeed very well because they have to work. And the student have to study. Then they study the question very well. They succeed best than those who have to work. But after a year, they have to measure also. And those people who are worker were best on measurement than the student. But what do we want by this exam is to know the rules. So that's why they didn't succeed so well. In March 2018, there was a low rate of success, 22%. From there, I talked with some people in Mexico, mainly because my contact was Francisco, okay, from the beginning. I didn't know very well the people from SoftTech at the time. Now today, I will talk with them more. And I give some advice, and I give some information, more information like this statistic. And after that, you can see that there was an improvement for 45, 50, and 80% in September. So they improve because they have this knowledge. I think this proof that, but having statistic and analysis the question, having the result will help people who teach, help the student at the same time. Okay. So if we are going by phase, okay, number of wrong answer and percentage. For the forward and introduction, I put that together, is 27%. Measurement strategy, 33%, it's the highest, but absolute number. The mapping, 31%, measurement, 4%, and so on. But I consider also the number of page and put a relative number to a relative result. So the 27, if I consider there's 19 page compared to 34 page for mapping, then the percentage go lower. We have 36%, 39, 15, 5, 5, and 0. So it's more like the worldwide study when we look the relative percent. For the how the data differ in the last exam compared to the 3 previous one, number of wrong answer 36%. Okay, in the last exam, measurement strategy, mapping. So it improved in mapping a little bit, but measurement strategy, it improved a lot. So measurement reporting, also it improved. But it didn't improve in introduction and measurement strategy, okay? Introduction and measurement strategy, it's still the same number, the same percentage. In summary, question relative to scope, layers, measurement strategy, the first chapter, had the highest percentage of error. So in your teaching, a message for those who teach, you have to concentrate a little bit more on scope, layers, and measurement strategy. Greatest improvement between low score exam and higher score exam for the mapping phase after examining the reason. there is no relative change for the other phase. Compared with 2016 analysis, there are a few wrong answers for the measurement phase. A warning, I'm a researcher and university professor. This is only a preliminary analysis, okay? You cannot deduce everything from that. The sample is relatively low, and we cannot make very much distinction between true and false and multiple choice. We also consider that it was not useful to make a distinction between easy question and hard question. Okay, for this very low sample. When you have 130, it's okay, but not with low sample. From my subjective observation, a number of questions are hard or ambiguous. We revised the question this summer with English-speaking people like Charles Simons and Helen Lesterhouse. For me, I'm not so fluent in, I'm not a person who's so fluent in English. My first language is French, so I relied on people who are speaking English first for those questions. And that's it.
Well, we'd like to thank Dr. Jean-Marc Desharnais for his presentation.
Oh, thank you.